Hey there, welcome back here to the Wolterman Homestead. I'm Megan and I'm so happy that you're here with us today. It is an exciting day. We have just had the best week last week as we celebrated Passover and the entire week of unleavened bread. It's been such a beautiful and fulfilling week, but today we are really excited to be putting up the greenhouse. Lady, what are you doing? I think she's enjoying the beautiful day and this grass that needs mowed. But we have some really beautiful friends that just recently moved and we are really sad to see them go, but excited to see what God has in store for them and for their journey. But in them moving, they blessed us with their carport. And so after talking about it with Dylan of, all the things and the uses that a carport can have on a homestead, whether that is a shelter or a storage or even like a store, we decided to go with a greenhouse. And so we have this spot here, which had been a massive junk pit ever since we moved in. We actually think that there was a building structure there at some point in time and they just burned it to the ground just by the things that we have found in this pile of ash. So we are going to be putting the greenhouse here in this spot, which kind of sits behind the house and behind my herbal medicinal garden. Evelyn is calling, but that is what we are going to get up to today, is hopefully getting it framed and get things kind of started, because we know that it'll be a process and getting it all put together. But I am just so excited to use it this fall and into the winter and start seeds for next year and just have a she shed. I don't know, my last greenhouse at the old house, it was my refuge. It was the place that I love to do Bible studies and devotionals and just seek some quiet time from being a mom and a wife and just being needed all the time. So I'm excited to hopefully have that space again here soon. Let's see what the kids are up to. What do you have? Did you find an egg? Thank you. Oh, did you crack one on the front porch? What are you doing?
Water gun!
You better not. Lady, come on.
Mark chapter 4. Again, Yeshua began to teach by the lake, but the crowd that gathered around him was so large that he got into a boat on the lake and sat there, while the crowd remained on the shore at the water's edge. He taught them many things in parables. In the course of his teachings, he said to them, "Listen, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he sowed, some seed fell alongside the path, and the birds came up and ate it. Other seed fell on the rocky patches, where there was not much soil. It sprouted quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun rose, the young plants were scorched, and since their roots were not so deep, they dried up. Other seed fell among the thorns, which grew up and choked it out, so that it yielded no grain. But other seed fell onto rich soil and produced grain. It sprouted and grew and yielded a crop, 30, 60, and even 100 times what was sown." And he concluded, "Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear." When Yeshua was alone, the people around him with the 12 asked him about the parables. He answered them, "To you the secret of the kingdom has been given, but to those outside everything is in parables. They may be always looking but never seeing, always listening but never understanding. Otherwise they might turn and be forgiven." Then Yeshua said to them, "Don't you understand this parable? How will you be able to understand any parable? The sower sows the message. Those along the path where the message is sown are the people who no sooner than hear it, the adversary comes and takes away the message sown in them. Likewise, those receiving the seed on the rocky patches are the people hearing the message and joyfully accepting it at once. But they have no root in themselves, so they hold out for a while. But as soon as trouble or persecution arises on account of the message, they immediately fall away. Others are sown amongst the thorns. They hear the message, but the worries of the world and the deceitful glamour of wealth and all of the other kinds of desires push in and choke out the message, so that it produces nothing. But those sown on rich soil hear the message, accept it, bear fruit 30, 60, or 100-fold." I find this story so beautiful and so simple, yet so bold. May we each ask ourselves, what kind of seed are we? Are we sown on the path where the birds come up and gobble us up? Are we the seed that falls on the rocky patches where there's not much soil, that we get parched by the sun? Are we the seed that is planted in the shallow soil that doesn't really ever grow? Do we get planted amongst the thorns, where we get choked out by the world, afraid of the worries and cares, what others might think of us? Or are we the seed that is planted in rich soil, producing beautiful fruit that produces 30, 60, or even 100 times more than what was planted?
Down, Benny. No, put it back.
You want to run off the end over here?
What?
Are you meaning to run off the end over?
Oh no, how far?
Sorry.
Don't lift up a little bit.
Scoot my way. Yeah, kind of there.
So here's the greenhouse, guys. Hope you like it. Ben, just kidding.
Why you gotta be like that?
Can't do the serious face, but we have been blessed and very fortunate. We have finally broke ground on getting the greenhouse up. There's a lot of hard work, but with hard work comes great benefits. We are blessed with this beautiful day. We had a little bit of struggles there at the beginning, but we got it planned out, we got it figured out, and stay tuned for the rest of continuation of the greenhouse.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah, I'm excited. All right, hopefully you can hear me over the tractor in the background, but we're gonna call it a day. So this is the end of part 1 of the greenhouse build. But we ran out of screws and time. So we went ahead and we just kind of framed the bottom with the metal, and then whenever we come back, we will be framing either end and putting up more metal, and we will eventually get some greenhouse plastic to go over the top. I need to look into like what product I'd like to get. So if anybody has any recommendations, feel free to drop them down below, because that would really help us out. And Dylan went ahead and added a bench in here just to keep dreaming and get some ideas. When we moved from the old house, I had a special screen door that the kids and Dylan had bought for me for Mother's Day. And when we moved, we brought it with us. My thought has always been that whenever I get to build a greenhouse, it'll be the door that goes on the greenhouse. So whenever we frame out the greenhouse, that door will get placed in the front. We are just really, really, really excited and so thankful and so blessed. So from the Wolterman Homestead, we want to say thank you for joining us here today at the Wolterman Homestead, and a huge thank you to our beautiful friends Tommy and Leah for blessing us with this carport. So May Adonai bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. And may he give you his shalom. Until next time, take care.